1. Saving is important, even just start by putting $5 to $20 a month into a brokerage account. Start now. 2. Find a good group of girls' friends, even if it's just 1 or 2 gals. Lovers come and go, but good friends stay for life. 3. Stand up for yourself and your loved ones, even if it's uncomfortable. 4. This one's hard, 'cause some people are really good at manipulating, but don't let your partner control you or change who you are. 5. Also, love yourself first before trying to love someone else. 6. Find a good skincare routine that works for you. Same goes for hair. 7. Step out of your comfort zone and try new things. You won't regret it. 8. Don't drink too much. Your body will thank you. 9. Have 2 sets of bed sheets, that way you can change your sheets weekly. 10. Learn to enjoy your own company.
About point number 1, ideally you want to save and invest. Never take for granted having an emergency fund for a rainy day. It'll help you sleep better at night. After that, I would say go ahead and invest whatever you can afford to. Even $5 is better than nothing.
As annoying and hard they can be, studies are your biggest asset. Don't neglect your education. Boys, or girls, come and go. Never allow them to make you miserable or be a distraction from your studies. Choose your friends wisely. Just because they're childhood friends doesn't mean they're good friends. Go to the OBGYN. Please, girls, don't be ashamed or scared. They see thousands of women every year. Get your boobies checked, and STD tests on the regular. Don't trust a man that refuses to wear condoms and run away. A baby or an STD is not worth it. Oh, and wear sunscreen. Edit. Thank you for the award, smiling face with hearts.
My first gyno doc was a Planned Parenthood clinic. Cheap birth control and STD testing. Don't let the protesters keep you away from good medicine. Negotiate that salary.
Always. Then push for raises. Afraid of being pain in your boss's ass? Do it anyways.
Claim your space, physically, intellectually, and emotionally. Don't take up less physical space, minimize your intelligence and curiosity, or hide or deprioritize your emotions and mental well-being. You are every bit worthy of that space as the next person, and you should never make yourself smaller in any way to make others feel more comfortable or important.
Greater than claim your space. What a wonderful way to phrase it. Star-struck smiling face with hearts.
Never be afraid to stand up for yourself, even when you're surrounded by morons who hate you. Never let anyone tell you you're not good enough.
Choose your friends well. Choose people who are caring and want well for you, and be like that to them. Avoid forming close friendships with people who have dangerous or problematic lifestyles. Those are side effects from those can spread and affect your life. I can't be friends with people who do drugs on the regular. Why? Because I know enough about myself, and can recall past experience, to know that I would fall into doing them too. Same with heavy drinkers, I would want to join in, although none of my friends are 21 yet lol.
People are gonna make you feel bad for healthy boundaries. Don't budge a bit. If they can't respect your comfort, they don't respect you.
You don't have to commit to something forever if your heart is not in it anymore. You are allowed to change your mind and do what makes you happy.
Don't take yourself too seriously. Your job shouldn't be who you are. Go on dates, have a hobby that gets you out of your house, find your exercise bliss and do it regularly. Be nice to your family, but also remember they have lives and aren't just waiting to do your bidding. Also, love yourself because I love you and I want you to be happy. And you know I'll come after anyone who is making you unhappy.
Thank you.
Don't beg for affection. It's better to be alone than lonely in a relationship. And #X200B. And, take care of your career. Couldn't agree more.
The block button is really underused. Don't be shy with it.
Most helpful invention.
Put yourself first always. Be selfish with your time and energy. People come and go, so don't waste it chasing mediocre folks. Focus on your education, career, or whatever passions you have.
I'm glad I'm figuring this out now at 22. I spent the last 4 years of my adult life giving up my own dreams for someone else. Going back to school this fall, and whoever follows me along the way is welcome. But I won't compromise for a guy or my family any longer.
You can leave a relationship for any reason at any time. You do not need to wait until it's bad enough.
Don't put yourself in a situation where you are totally reliant on another person for everything, even if you are totally in love. It creates inequity and can make you vulnerable to abuse. This can be tricky when you have kids because you might not be able to work for a while, but you should have a plan. Also, every time you start a new job, no matter how experienced or qualified you are, in your third or fourth week you will make a mistake and be 100% sure they will sack you. It just happens. Breathe through it. You will be fine.
Run the first time they disrespect you. It never gets better.
I'm going to piggyback off of this and say, it isn't just significant others who can disrespect you. Family can be some of the most toxic people out there. If they're constantly degrading you, disrespecting you, and give you so much anxiety, get away from them too. Your mental health will thank you.
It's okay to be picky. Don't settle. Just to add to this, settling can take multiple forms. It's not just getting with someone who isn't up to your standards. It can be someone you aren't that interested in. Someone you can't count on, often because they're dealing with their own, understandable problems. It can even be falling in love with someone you don't really like. That's one of the most insidious, in my opinion, because it's easy to get caught up in passion or excitement and not actually ask yourself if you like them as a person independent of that. So yeah, definitely agree. Hold out for someone who works for you in multiple ways.
If he wanted to, he would. Yes, it took me way too long to realize this. And is definitely something I wish someone would have told me sooner in my life, rather than me learning it later on.
Friends come and go, so don't hold on to people who make you feel bad. You can't save someone who doesn't want to change.
Don't put a tampon in straight. It isn't straight down there, no pun intended. Put it in at an angle. Right works for me. And trust me, it feels a lot better than struggling.
Thank you. I don't plan on using one for a while, but I will keep it in mind for when I don't have pads. This is advice.
Get out of your city, town at least for a bit. Explore what's out there. Also, vaginal discharge is normal.
Absolutely. But also, if your discharge isn't white, or transparent, or has cottage cheese texture, go see a drive. It's not necessarily a big problem, but it should be solved.
Start saving as soon as possible, and have at least 3 months of expenses saved for a rainy day. I understand that it's not possible for everyone, but at least a month worth of saving would help out should you lose your job in the future.
To add on to this, I actually have a direct deposit set up to put $10 from every paycheck into my emergency fund. I found it's the easiest way to save, set it and forget it. I only have 1 month's expenses in there and I can't afford to prioritize more right now, but I still feel better putting at least something in there.
Know your boundaries, i.e. what you will and will not put up with, and don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. Be kind to others, but not a doormat. Be careful of people that try to coerce you into doing things you're not comfortable with doing without good reason, i.e. they don't respect your boundaries. Trust yourself. Take care of your mind and body. All things in moderation. Exercise. Wear sunscreen. Learn to communicate and how to read between the lines. Never leave your drink unattended if you're out at a club, party, whatever. Learn to love yourself. Your smarts, your hobbies, your achievements, your body, just you. Learn what your heart is capable of being and how to nourish it. And try have fun with it all. Closing parenthesis.
No matter how far wrong you've gone, you can always turn around. Post secret card that helped me end a marriage that wasn't working. My take on it: don't let sunk costs keep you from doing the best thing for yourself. Turn around. Start walking in the right direction again, and eventually you'll be in a better place. Even if at first it just feels like you're just retracing your old steps, at least you're no longer getting farther and farther from where you should be.
Wonderful advice. Thank you.
Sexual acts with him won't make him love you. And it won't keep him. And babies never save a relationship or marriage that's on the rocks. And once they start yelling and hitting and controlling, they're never going to stop. It'll only get worse, so get out after the first time it happens. You're never trapped in an abusive relationship. There is always a way out if you're brave enough to take it.
Exactly.
Advocate for yourself. In career, healthcare, relationships. Be your biggest cheerleader. Start now. Purple Heart.
Learning to say no is the biggest self-esteem booster there is. It is also one of the scariest things to do.
Don't feel guilty about breaking up with someone. You can be an asshole for how you do it, but ending a relationship is not an asshole move in itself.
Needed to see this.